Good morning, welcome to a morning review on Tuesday the 7th of April. This is Kim Watson speaking for Easy Trader. Okay, looking at the euro dollar first, and what happened yesterday is we managed to push up and make it higher, but then it's sold off, and it's fortunately made a higher low at the moment, possibly. It's certainly moved in the right direction. More recently in the short term, if you look here on the intermediate time, really, we've got this sort of almost double bottom. It depends how you draw the double bottom, but it's effectively found some support around those levels at the moment. It's still got its daily pivot above, so there's a reasonable chance we could continue pushing up towards those sort of levels at 1.0962, so somewhere in that region, or 60 even. So it's somewhere in that region. Not in the chasing after this at the moment, because in this intermediate time we sort of effectively almost made a lower high. Now we did put a higher high in yesterday. If we can start breaking above that short little trend line I've drawn there, I'll probably have a play on this move. Looking, the daily pivot's just above us, but maybe looking at least back to this sort of a region above here. Now there is this sort of, if I just draw it on one of my little boxes here, and you've got a sort of region that's sort of cooking around. I'm going to pop it on properly there. So you've got these prior sort of highs here, which not managed to get past beyond too much. And then we've got the R1 up there as well, so any sort of sustained rally may give us some reasonable points from the move there. So even from any sort of break back into that sort of region is 50-60 pips, very achievable. So watching for that. The thing to watch out for, of course, is the 50 moving average is just above us there. That may provide resistance, although the good thing is it is pointing upwards at the moment, so from that point of view it's still fine. And from an overall chart perspective, in terms of the sort of rules I'm looking at in terms of the lows, well, we haven't made a lower low here. We've effectively been making higher highs here, and okay, a little bit of nothing in between there, but certainly made a higher high following that, and it's sort of making the right sort of signs that we could continue to the upside here. So it certainly is the possibility for the euro. Looking at the pound dollar now, we have got news out today for the pound dollar. See the inflation figures coming out later. I've watching this. Let's look from the daily perspective. Yesterday we ran into the monthly pivot there, and just ran through it a little bit and back into some prior highs there, as you can see, in that sort of region, and it's pulled back off again. So it's now working its way back. There's a song about that, isn't there? Anyway, it's pushing its way back up there gradually, just almost on the right side of its daily pivot there. If it can hold up into those sort of regions and the euro pushes up, maybe we could see it running back up towards the R1 area and maybe beyond, back into that sort of, say, back towards yesterday's highs there. Again, we've been putting a series of higher lows in, which is fine. It's done that. It has taken out this subset of lows here, but it's, as I said yesterday, pretty much on low volumes. If you can continue with its sort of momentum, it's starting to build up here. It's not quite gone positive yet, but if we can get positive here, then perhaps as I say, there may be opportunities to run up to that R1. So some possible upside still there on cable. Looking at the dollar yen, and well, it's a bit choppy at the moment still. Every time I look at it, it goes through these choppy phases, and of course it did for some time yesterday rally quite strongly in the afternoon, pretty much like the euro and pound came off. The yen did actually rally up quite strongly back into this trend line that I've drawn on here, and just reversing possibly at this level. Looking from a 60-minute perspective, and you can see there's a minor divergence running back into that not quite a double high there, double top, but just short of the double top sort of region. Now, I'm interested if it breaks my trend line, my lower trend line here, being on the short side, maybe running down towards its daily pivot and maybe beyond. I want these markets to be working together, so I want the yen to be riding down as the euro and the pound running up. So I want good correlation against the markets. So that would be the proviso there. Really, I'm not looking to catch any mavericks. And then the Aussie dollar. Now we've seen a fair old spike up this morning, on the basis of them not reducing the interest rates. That no one expected them to reduce it, but there possibly was a bit more decent rhetoric in the statement left there, which has seen the Aussie rally up and hold up at the moment. Now, where we are at the moment, really back into it's actually hit the monthly pivot, and just retracing a little bit here. Probably rallied a tad too much there. There could be a bit more retracement on the Aussie dollar. I don't think the news really warranted the size of the move effectively, but it's in light volumes. This week could still continues for a little bit light, as there will be traders still on extended holidays beyond the because of the half terms, etc. It does create lighter volume and sometimes smaller ranges slightly. But for now, we're sort of sitting there. The Aussie could be interested if it can get a bit of acceleration again. And sorry, just trying to draw a bad line on it really at the moment. Let's see if I can. That's with the children all weekend. You think I'd be able to draw a straight line, surely? Dot to dot. There we go. Okay, so a break above that area may see some continuation. Personally, because this has had such a sort of move here, I'm more leaning towards the pound, the euro, for looking for the long side of these markets against the dollar. So it's just, this may consolidate. As I say, had a good move. May just consolidate a little bit more, being more of a consolidation move. As you can see with the sorry, I'm on a 5-minute chart here. Let's get back to a 60-minute chart. It'll be better. I'll come right the way down there, but you can see the 5-minute chart. There's a bit of divergence kicking in there. Certainly coming far too far down, but there is some divergence sitting across those highs, which may just roll over a little bit. But really, from this alley point of view, we may just come back and test some prior highs around the sort of 76, 63 area. Although it's just sitting on the over top side of it, the 500 there, the alley 500. But as I say, I'm not quite so bullish on it, just purely as it's had such a move. So there we go today. Only real significant news out today is the UK CPI figure coming out. PMI, sorry, services PMI coming out at 9:30, which may drive a bit of volatility around cable. Aside of that, we're left with quite low grade type moves. That's not to say we won't see some volatility around them at the moment, because the markets are very delicate, to put it politely. Okay, that's it for me. Have a great day. Bye for now.